Remember that period when I lost my job in Switzerland due to COVID and I quit my existing job at the same time? I was not completely honest about everything which was going on. Let me explain to you why I was going through a rough period besides the fact that I got screwed over due to COVID and my job and my move and everything like that. So I failed to go to Switzerland back then because of COVID. There was a hiring freeze. They canceled my contract. I already had stuff going on. I already invested money. I was already signing for an apartment. I took care of all the paperwork, blah, 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 which cost me roughly 30,000 euros, which is a lot of money. I quit my own job because I already had signed a contract for this job, which meant that I didn't get any help from the government once I lost my job. Financial situation, fucked up. No other words for it, just fucked up. So it took me, of course I was stressed out looking for a new job, what to do, losing a lot of money, then I still had to be without a job for 7 months, living off the remaining savings I had. So let's say altogether I lost plus minus 50,000 euros in a year, which I worked a very long time to save up because in the Netherlands, of course, taxes, disgusting. Now that I don't live there anymore. But there was one more thing going on simultaneously while I was in this shit without having a job, losing a lot of money, basically going broke, completely broke, like my whole life, everything was collapsing. If you've been on my channel for a longer period of time, you've seen a video of my graduation where I explain a little bit of my shitty childhood and those kind of things. During those years, my parents also had a flash relationship, let's say, on and off, good downtimes, good and bad times, more bad times, let's say, because they're two very different persons. Without going into too much details, private details, during this period where I had all this shit going on with COVID, lost my job and blah, blah, my parents also decided to get divorced. Perfect timing. You're about to move out to a different country, different apartment where you would have all the peace in the world, and now you're stuck in a household where nobody wants to talk to each other anymore because of all the divorce shit going on, all the paperwork, blah, blah, blah. And in the meantime, you're also trying to find a job and not go broke. That fucks you in the head. So, looking at the statistics of 2021, it almost became normal to get divorced, especially due to COVID. People were saddled up with each other at home all the time, and all of a sudden seems that a lot of people couldn't live together. I have to say that these statistics are mostly for Western European countries, because in Eastern European countries, the statistics are very different. Divorce rates are very, very low compared to Western European countries, from which certain Western European countries even go above 40%. 40% divorce rate. Holy. Because of my age and because of the fact that I look at things very, how you would say, neutral, very neutral in general. I don't have prejudgments. I really like looking at things from multiple angles, multiple stories, multiple things. So, and also because it didn't really bother me, didn't impact me, I didn't care. Did it impact me in the way that it was creating this very uneasy, uncomfortable home situation, very awkward, and you're like in the middle of it. I know that a lot of my watchers are younger people, younger kids, and probably also have divorced parents. You probably also know what it's like and what I'm talking about. But after a lot of thinking and analyzing human behavior, from my perspective at least, I'm convinced that, let's say, relationship breakups and divorces and everything like that can be prevented if you discuss things clearly up front. If you do that in the dating phase when you're meeting someone, you already have made clear what kind of person you are and what kind of boundaries you're not willing to cross and blah, 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 blah. And if you don't match on that front, then there is no, in my opinion, there's no future in it. Why would you even continue dating that person if you know that you're very different on like main big topics? So I guess there are like two forms of dating, let's say. First form is dating because you just like each other. Not really thinking about the future, if you know what I mean. I don't really have advice for those kind of people, just other than just have fun. If you don't look for a future, but just look for something like at the moment to date someone and figure it out along the way and see what's gonna happen. You're not really the organized type of person, not really looking for something specific, or you don't really know what you want yet, then this is perfectly fine. Just go ahead, explore, have fun, have breakups and that kind of stuff, because you'll learn from that. You learn what you do like and what you dislike from breakups. Another advice from me. Let's just say that this type of dating, in this type of dating, only the now is more important, and everything like tomorrow and in the future isn't. Of course, brings you great experiences, and maybe you find yourself with that person. You know what you like, what you dislike, etc. As I said. The second one is once you're more experienced, or you're already dating in a further stage and you know that you have a future together and marriage. I guess this is more an older group of people. Of course, this can be young people too, but like older in the sense of late 20s, etc. Let's say at this age, in your late 20s, you start to realize that all the craziness is not gonna last forever, and you really have to start to settle down and think about certain things you want in life. You start to look for people with the same goals in life, and not really if you have the same color in common. You also realize, hopefully, that a 100% match is pretty much impossible to find. If you think there is a 100% match, maybe there is, but it's highly unlikely. You can get like up to the 90s, but 100% match with someone doesn't happen often. Like you're looking at things for the future, like kids, animals, goals in life, career goals, all these things that become more important in the second phase of your life, when in the first phase of your life, they were just more like the details and not the main topics. And it's weird how that just changes when you're getting older. I really feel old making this video. I even sound like an expert or something. This is just my personal analysis and my personal opinion, and from my experience, what I'm sharing with you guys. So you don't have to take any advice from this. I'm just sharing this with you. Maybe it will help some of you out, maybe it won't. Discussing these big items and just generally your goals and future plans in this dating phase, once you're like in the older category of people, your late 20s, as I said, and even older. This is, in my opinion, the only way to prevent ending up in a divorce or splitting up. If you like in the dating phase already say, hey, these are my goals, this is what I want to achieve in life, and maybe we can help each other out. You don't have to have the same goals, but maybe you can find some kind of teamwork where you can help achieve each other's goals and help push each other further. This is the purpose of a relationship or marriage. Because if you ignore it, in the long run, sooner or later, you're gonna clash at some front. Chances of having a good marriage and relationship by compromising on small things and agreeing on big things are just increasing massively. I can't say percentages, as I said, I'm not like an expert, but from all the things I've seen, from all the breakups I've seen in my life, from all the stories I've heard, the broken heart stories from both men and women, etc., I think this is something I could conclude from that. People with completely different goals in life cannot support each other, and the chances of that succeeding and understanding each other is just gonna be reduced massively. And it's really hard to talk someone if they to talk to someone if they really don't understand you or can't put themselves into your perspective or shoes to experience what you're experiencing. You know, empathy, I guess, some form of empathy. Higher level form of empathy. I don't know really how to describe it in English. Famous phrase, love conquers all, in my opinion, is kind of bullshit. Looking at like real life scenarios, it doesn't conquer all. It usually just dies off because of certain things. Small things could be small things. Usually they're like big things, like differences in goals in life, mostly. Of course, cheating and other kind of shit, drug abuse, hitting, and home violence, and yeah, many reasons actually. Alignment and communication, in my opinion, are, I think, the key to a good relationship. I would say that these are like the pillars you should depend on in your relationship. And of course, it's also about physical attraction, so let's not forget about that part, because that's important too. Anyone who says they fell in love because of someone's character, this is just bullshit. First things you see is not someone's character or someone's soul, you see their physical appearance. So like it or not, that's how you get to know a person in the first place, or even approach a person in the first place. Once you're younger, the physical appearance matters more than actually all the other things around it. And as you go older, this scale is tipping towards looking more for goals and someone that matches on, let's say, character and other things, and less on physical appearance. Unless you're filthy rich and you get women half your age, fake big tits and all that stuff that comes with it. But that's, I guess, a whole story on its own. Hope you get the general point that I'm trying to make. I think I talk enough about relationships, marriage, things that go wrong, things that go good. Just let me know in the comment section down below what you think of my findings, if you agree, disagree with me. Share your own experience if you want to, of course, you don't have to. And I see all of you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching. Ciao.
Perfect.